I need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact fake Damask. Well, again, we're not talking about Ron yet, so I can't bring up any of the Ron stuff. So, you know. What's up with... What's this again? Oh, yeah, it's got this on here. This was the main thing on the poster for some reason. I don't really know what that was about. Well... was there something about the calling card that's different than normal? To the security at Lordly Taylor, I will be coming to purloin. That's a Pokemon. The most priceless work of art on display in the Treasures of Karain exhibit. Take good care of the speckled urn, won't you? I mean... I don't know anything about that. That would make it seem fake. So I guess it's fine. Nothing about that would do it. I mean, does he look different here? I wish I could look at two of them at the same time. Does he look different here than he does in this? I mean, he's got all the trademarks. Seems to be. Does he have a face? The little face on his weird thing? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have that thing. He doesn't have that weird face thing. Oh shit, is that it? Again, this is all about Ron, so I guess... The proof is right here. This looks like a photo taken by a security camera. But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it. Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us just what about this picture is so peculiar. Is that correct? Am I off base? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do it. It's right here, of course. You mean Mask to Mask? I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Isn't that the publicity photo I bought? Yeah, I got it right again! The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on Damask's chest. A breach? Here? Bailiff, get my steed! We need to retreat at once? Whoa! Alright. A brooch, Your Honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on. A clasp, eh? Ah, I see now. But the Damask in the security camera photo... Ah! He has no brooch! That brooch is the same as the emblem on Damask's calling card and serves as his symbol. Oh, is that what it is? That's why I thought the mask was black and white. His mask is not black and white. His brooch is black and white. That's why it's like that. Okay. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Mask to Mask is a fake. I've been fooled again! Order. It's true, undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how? How could you have overlooked this? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I... Hey now. You're an all-star. If you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too. Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch? The brooch you're talking about. Do you mean this? That's not black and white either. That's Mask to Mask brooch. Where did you find it? Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue. Oh. Buddha statue? He must mean the Ame statue. Why didn't you tell me about that, sir? I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence. Grr, this guy is one cool customer. It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there, too. What? Hickeys? Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Ron Delight's fingerprints. What? What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch. Order, order in the court. Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch. I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her. It appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back. Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene. Not according to Atmey. He got hit on the head from behind. Uh-oh, Phoenix, we have a problem. Huh, you mess with Godot, you get the coffee. And you get burned. He's been playing me like a violin. Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness. Huh? You're done with me? But I haven't proved anything yet. You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough. That doesn't sound good at all. Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom. Finally, time for the ace detective to make his appearance. Huh? Or not? Okay, he is here, so why'd you say huh? 1 second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up.
Shh! Silence! Hehehehe, now I see it's all becoming clear.
What's clear?
Zvari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor, a coffee maniac at that. Am I correct?
Well, yes, that's right. Huh, not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil.
Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atmey, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens. Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off.
I've heard that on the night of the crime, you were all alone on security detail.
You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes.
Bullshit.
If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is. How dare you?
Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason, I'm sure of it. Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed.
It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed.
Why was that necessary to say that? That's every 1 o'clock in the morning is just after the date changed.
That's when my nemesis, the infamous Mask to Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head.
So there was no struggle. So I should probably press that. Or present. So that's a clear contradiction to what we just talked about.
My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range.
Yeah, I can only see things that I can see too.
But of course, that's only natural.
I fail to see why the witness seemed so proud of his performance that evening.
Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We are not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the king of thieves, the great Master Mask, my archenemy.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves? Jing, King of Bandits?
That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me.
Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Okay, I want to press the... I usually press everything, but I want to go straight to that one part. Because we just said there was a struggle, and he just said that there was not. Should I do that one or this one before I could land a single strike? Let's try that one. Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing. That's certainly some very impressive detective work.
Well, Sir Lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head?
Yes, actually. There was a fire extinguisher by that weird guy. Hey, that's what I was talking about. And what happened? I was knocked out. And you lost your memory, too.
You see, you have no right to look down on me then, do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory was...
Yeah, but, I mean, you were supposed to be on the job guarding a thing. I was already, like, asleep on the couch. He may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed.
In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless. And then...
Okay, I kind of wanted to bring up the fact that he, there was no struggle. Maybe I'll press this one. If not, I'll try presenting, or I'll press the other ones. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened.
Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask. That's all that I can recall.
Oh, that's not very solid as far as testimony goes.
However, fortunately I had my third monocle, the security camera at the ready. It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe.
Oh, well, as long as this photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have a problem with the photo? Good, then let's continue with the testimony. Okay, I'm just gonna press the rest of it because sometimes, you know, the characters are mentally handicapped and they don't notice things that they should be able to immediately notice. And I noticed things way earlier than them, so I don't know if I should talk about that yet, so I'll press the other stuff before I get to presenting. Because I feel like that's immediately popping out, like, hey, they said there was a struggle and he just said there was not, so I should talk about that, but it didn't come up in pressing, so before I present, let's press everything else.
A penetrating question. I was in the basement warehouse near the computer.
Near the computer, huh? So then you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it?
Up to this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief.
Yeah, he said the same thing yesterday, too.
Gumshoe also said that he never saw him at the crime scene. Precisely, that is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief.
Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure. On your pigeony head, that is.
In any case.
Right. Press. Dancingly descended. From where exactly?
Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else?
So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. How is it that you didn't notice the thief?
My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow while my ears listened for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me.
I'm hungry.
It can only be due to his subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes.
I hereby W Ace Dunce. Phoenix, you're so good. You're so good with the insults. You nailed it. So I already did that, and I did that, and now we'll do this one. About this 30 minutes.
My silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium.
Sure.
As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying.
I think he's saying that he was out cold. So, what happened during these 30 minutes?
No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether.
Just what is he going on about?
There's something suspicious about Detective Atmey. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in?
Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back, but that can't be right. It contradicts the evidence. Yeah, I pressed two statements. That would have been a great time to bring that up, but you didn't.
Huh? Which piece?
The real question is, why would he tell us such an obvious lie? So fucking... which one do you want me to present on? Because there's this whole thing about, you know, not struggling, so I feel like that's the easiest, the most obvious. And wait, do we actually have... oh yeah, we have this. See, this is saying there was a struggle, but then also the one that I'm usually supposed to present on is the one that got him talking the most, and that was this one, because then we did this one, and then Phoenix was like, oh, there's some evidence, or whatever. It contradicts it, so I feel like I'm supposed to present on this one. What contradicts this? 30 minutes later. Which makes sense, because it was 1 o'clock, and then they said it was 1:30, so I guess that's when he called. I don't know what contradicts that. So... I guess I am just going to go with what I originally thought. Either this one or this one. I feel like both would probably work. And we'll do it. Mr. Atmey, could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours?
Aha, this belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch-nemesis Master Mask. It is in point of fact Master Mask's brooch.
See, what I thought from the very beginning, presenting that on that statement, was correct. I just didn't want to get too ahead of myself. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse, because that's what always happens. I'm thinking of things too early, but this time, I was right.
Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously it wasn't glued on well enough.
Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing. Ripped off? Oh, we can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. So either you're lying, or he struggled somewhere else. Or both. And there's only one person that was in the position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night, you, Detective Atmey. Detective Atmey, you must have fought with the thief that night. So why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime. No. Wait just a moment, sir, old-timer. I hope Mask to Mask is another personality of him, and he fought himself like Tyler Durden, or like Jim Carrey in the bathroom in Liar Liar, except with only one personality.
I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately.
The true measure of a man is in the amount of work he does, that's what I always say. Well, that's a dumb thing to say.
Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right?
You talk too much. Whoa! Wow! Did you just say that straight to her face? Wow, dude! What the fuck? Witness, are you now saying that you and the thief fought? Hold on, that's quite enough, Your Honor. Excuse me? Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. What do you think this is?
Indeed, I understand. I, Luke Atmey, agree completely.
A new testimony. Well, that was a testimony.
Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Luke Atmey cannot be so easily discombobulated. Fortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true. Bam! And that's all she wrote.
So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Mask to Mask?
Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Bull... ass. No, oh, fuck off.
I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case.
That can't be good.
I love how they can always just change their stories in the most absurd ways, and everybody's just like, oh yeah, that's fine. So why did you look away from the door anyway?
In addition to the camera, I had prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer, elegantly, of course.
Why did that go off? What should I do? Should I ask some more questions? Okay, that one. What kind of sensors are you talking about?
There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up heat-detecting infrared and ultraviolet sensors into each of them.
That's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours?
Lordly Taylor Department Store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well.
In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh?
Hehehehe. Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer?
What does that mean? Discombobulated? Young people these days, they really irritate me. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean. Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway? Now I've forgotten. What was I saying? Jeez, better than old people to forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago. Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony. What's under that? I wonder if he's got like a burns under that face, under that under his face. Yeah, under that mask or something. Or if it's just to look cool. What do you mean by weapon from the side?
Naturally, that thief had no idea that I, Luke Atmey, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse.
Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch? It's a sarsaparilla.
Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp.
Okay, so he is talking about the So the thief armed himself with a sword, a Cheetos. And what about yourself, witness? You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities?
But of course, in college, I was the second in charge of the boxing club.
I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive.
However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch-nemesis, Mask to Mask.
This guy's a real piece of work. Okay. Can you tell us a little more about what happened?
My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious.
You might, but then you'd be an asshole.
I assumed the Atmey fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me.
What do I do now? Should I ask for more about this? Yeah. So that was what was this flash of light that blinded you?
I was bathed in a golden light that seemed to come from the statue of the woman.
The statue of Ami Faye, I'm guessing.
Well, that wasn't very much help at all. Well, what do you think, Nick?
Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now.
Yeah? What is it?
This Luke Atmey guy, he's definitely hiding something.
But why?
I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. Oh, really? And about the true nature of this detective. Well, that's quite interesting. I guess I'm gonna end the video here. Maybe I'll press this and I'll choose the other one, the Atmey fighting stance. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and stop. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.